And welcome everyone then to game number 1. Nicov playing in the blue color towards the south, as Malay is gonna be facing DauT, who is playing in the red color up in the north as Byzantines. For the civilizations and map generations, we are going to begin down the south with the blue color over here. Nikov's going to get with Malay. 66% faster research in ages. We have on top of that, for the civilization, a 33% discount on fish traps that will provide 300% additional food compared to other civilizations' fish traps. And then on top of that, they get 30 and 40% cheaper battle elephant units in the castle and imperial ages. For the map generation, Nicov is going to have the main goal on the left-hand side, which is fantastic. We have a secondary goal on the right-hand side, kind of far away, around the wood line, so that is not the most accessible. And then this one, on the left-hand side, the other secondary goal is so far away to the left as well. It's going to be pretty difficult for him to access that if he does not get some sort of map presence in the future. The main stone is on the back as well for Nicov, and the secondary stone is going to be towards the northwest for Nicov as well. And it shouldn't be too difficult for him to protect his economy over here, just connecting the dots over here on the right hand side. And going for some walls towards the edge of the map will be enough for him to secure some of his economy. Not 100%. Especially none of the golds, actually, so that's going to be a little bit tricky for him to secure. But the stone is going to be fine, the wool lines are going to be fine as well, and he's going to be okay. Taking a look at the map generation, the civilization as well, for DauT up in the north, we'll see that the red players got Byzantines. With 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP in buildings. In the Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages, DauT civilization is going to be a fantastic defensive one. In addition to that, we get a 25% discount on Skirm, Spear, Camel Rider units, 25% faster attack in Fire Line units as well. So Fire Galleys, Fire Ships, and Fast Fire Ships are absolutely fantastic. And DauT, that's going to be the first player to go for the dock here. Meanwhile, Nicov's going for militias. Alright, let's go and take a look at DauT's generation really quickly over here before we get the militia forward too much. But I think that's going to be to target just efficient ships. The goals on the back for DauT over here, so that's already so good. And then the secondary goals are going to be on the left-hand side for him. Very far away, but the main one kind of compensates for it. He doesn't have quite as many wool lines, but if he goes for something like this and this, he will be able to secure this, and to secure the wool lines as well. So it's a very good map generation overall for DauT compared to that of Nicov. Besides all the bonuses we mentioned for DauT civilization, they also get free town watch, free town patrol. They get a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age, and for the team bonus, monks that heal units 100% faster. So let's take a look. Nicov's coming in. He's got 2 militias already. And he got spotted though. DauT is very well aware of what's coming his way. And he is forced into the quick walls around the wool line over here. And he's even gonna try and get the wall connected to the gold over there, just so that he can potentially collect from this in the future as well. And Nicov was very, very close to denying the wall over there. But now, DauT's getting it. Well done. Hey, Kate. Hi, welcome, welcome. But here come the militias though anyway. They went right around the house. They're getting already to the wool line. And guys, we have the prediction contest open now for the next 2 minutes. You'll be able to use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win game number 1 between Nicov and DauT. For option 1 and option 2, you're going to have the players in the same colors as in the game. Been a while, yes. Fuel is going up a little bit earlier for DauT, but Nicov's going up on a comparable amount of workers, which is remarkable, and it's only possible because of Malay. Otherwise, he would of course be significantly behind because of the fishing ships and DauT. DauT's trying to save the fishing ships over here. For the most part, he struggles, but he's going to get away with it. That was very close. Nicov almost gets it. QH is here and DauT. He's got the barracks coming up. He is collecting some gold, so he could potentially make a play for archers if he wanted to. But the first unit to go for DauT to go for is going to be the fire galley. Yeah, he's going for it. But this might be able to take on the militias pretty easily. It's gonna take some time, 65 seconds for the fire galley to come out. And Nicov cannot do too much over here, and DauT's gotta be careful as well. He does not want to send the fishing ships back over here when the militias are around, so he's waiting for them to walk away, and then he'll be able to deposit the food. Come on, DauT, be careful. He's paying attention, and here comes the fire galley. Remember, 25% faster attacking. For DauT civilization is not a unit you'll want to phase, as is with land units, less so when it's coming from Byzantines. DauT's been able to hold on to the fishing ships. He's starting to get a little bit of a lead right now with 2 extra workers. But Nicov's not just going to lay down and take it over here. He's going for his own dock. The DauT doesn't know about yet. He needs to patrol this one, make sure that he covers a little bit more of the shoreline to hopefully spot any potential docks coming up. And there we go. That seems to be paying some attention over here, but unfortunately he went the wrong direction. Second archer range on the way for DauT as well. We were expecting him to make a play for archers after going for the fire galleys, of course, and he is. And the militias are going down. Well done. Now DauT needs to realize about the dock over here. Nicov, he's got 2 fire galleys coming out, which means if DauT does not realize about this on time, he's going to be outproduced. He's got a single dock over here as well, so he cannot really go for too much extra navy. And I'm still waiting, man, for the red player to bring... There we go. There we go! And he's spotting the dock now, so that should prompt DauT to go for a second fire galley basically right away. Yeah, now he's getting attacked. He probably just set the fire galley to patrol. He saw the dock, but he got vision of the dock rather, but didn't see it. He didn't pay attention over there, so now he's only realizing about it after the fire galley comes out and he gets targeted. So the second's on the way now for Nicov. The second's on the way for DauT. Nicov will and DauT taking 2 of the fishing ships down over there. And we'll see the villager from DauT trying to go over to rescue the navy over there. Get targeted by the forward archers from Nicov. But DauT's got more units over here, so he shouldn't really struggle, and he won't. They start going down for the most part. Only a skirmisher is going to be left over there for Nicov. Meanwhile, DauT. Well, DauT's probably going to end up losing the fire galley over here if he's not careful, although he could still make use of the villager over here he was sending forward and try to repair his navy. Yeah, just the 1 skirmisher left over here for Nicov, and he's bringing some villagers over. That's gotta be a misclick. He's keeping the villagers over here close to the fish. And the game is stabilized once again. DauT still remains 1 worker ahead compared to Nicov, despite having lost the only 2 eco units so far in this game. But it's not going to be enough. By the time the players make a transition to the Castle Age, DauT, he should be in a little bit of a rougher position compared to the Field Age, because he was banking on the fishing ships early on to stay ahead, or at the very least to try and keep up, right? But then the Castle Age is going to be researched so much faster for Nicov as well, and if DauT is unable to get a worker lead from this point onwards, it seems kind of unlikely that he'll be able to keep up for the most part. The militia raft's coming over and bow! Big shot! From Nicov. Seems like he's going to end up cleaning this up, as Alba's going just for fire galleys over here. He does not have any demos coming out himself, and very well played. Nicov's bringing enough villagers over here to actually sustain the HP of his units against fire galleys from the enemy. Meanwhile, that's not going to be the case for DauT, so he ends up losing the majority of his units already, and it seems like he's going down. The question here then becomes, did DauT manage to get enough resources from these fishing ships for all the time that he had these? But let's take a look at DauT. Oh, big shot as well. This is going to take some villages down as well from Nicov, and DauT's going to hold on over here for the time being. Meanwhile, though, down the south, and this might be the reason why Nicov was not paying quite as much attention over there at the center. DauT's coming in. Doesn't really have too many units to work with, though, so he'll probably just end up getting pushed away. But yeah, the question becomes then, did DauT manage to get enough extra resources with those fishing ships for all the time that he had them to offset for the potential villager lead that Nikov's going to get by the time both players get to the Castle Age already, given how much faster Nikov's civilization is going to research the Castle Age? We'll find out. Let's take a look at gather economy time so far. Yeah, it's favoring DauT, yes, but not by a huge bunch though, about 15 minutes only. That should amount to about 300 extra resources, and the fission ships are, yeah, basically going to cost that as is. Actually, it was a little bit pricier for him to get the fission ships out in the first place. He went for 5. So kind of paid off, if anything, but just that. Still good, of course, for DauT to be able to keep up against Malay for economy. Overall, so it's not too shabby. What were those stats? Over here? These are the eco stats. You have the percentage of idle economy over here. How much the villagers have been idle, not doing anything, just basically standing there. The percentage of moving economy, which is when the villagers aren't sitting idle, but they aren't collecting resources, they aren't building anything, they're just moving from point A to point B. Building economy over here, which is basically just how long the villagers have spent building stuff. I imagine this probably also goes for repairs. And then also gather economy and worker efficiency are going to be pretty similar. The difference is that worker efficiency is going to take into account gather economy and build economy, while gather economy is only going to take into account how much of their time the villagers have spent actively collecting resources. It's pretty cool, yeah. No problem. Castle is on the way for DauT, Castle is on the way for Nicov. Nicov, of course, researches it significantly faster. It will be there significantly sooner as such. How much faster? Well, it's gonna be there in a minute and 10 seconds. Meanwhile, DauT's going to be there 52 seconds later, despite having clicked up a little bit earlier. He does manage, though, to hold on to his worker lead. And this is extremely important. This is what we were talking about earlier. If DauT is able to build a worker lead for himself, right? He kind of offsets for the faster research in times of Nicov civilization. And for the most part, he's been able to do it. He's got to be careful not to lose the fission ships, of course. This is going to amount to a good portion of the 5 extra workers he's got right now. Capture should add another stats. Eco laws due to no upgrades. That is actually a very decent suggestion. I would very much suggest you to suggest that in the Capture H Discord server. Or potentially make a feature request on Note. Good defense, Nico should be able to clean this up. He's got Bakinara right now, meanwhile DauT's only now getting into the Castle Age, so even with the hill advantage over there, it's gonna be a pretty tough battle for the red player. Doesn't even try to control the units anymore, and Nicov's going to end up taking the units for the most part. And the game stabilizes. DauT is not really able to take advantage of the center too much anymore, and I don't think it would be wise for any player to really try to go for too many Navy units over here anymore. So instead, we see the second TC coming out for the red player up in the north. We see the second TC coming out for the blue player towards the southeast over here. Nicov is one worker ahead, one worker behind, sorry, against DauT still. Despite the Malay bonus, and this is just remarkable for DauT, of course. Red player's got him Bakinaro across from him though. He started to put pressure. And remember that Nicov did not have a particularly good map generation for gold. So if you take a look at this, if DauT is able to push Nicov away from this gold, the other golds are going to be so far away for the red player over here on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side over here, he's going for a TC in order to try and secure this one. So that TC is certainly going to provide some protection. And he's going for another TC over here on the right-hand side as well, although this one is not really protecting much of anything. It's actually even blocked by the houses in the woods, so he won't be able to surround it with farms either. Hey Bakinaro. Hi, hi. Welcome. Beautiful. Yeah, there we go. The game is completely stabilized right now. Both players on 3 TCs. Nobody really put in too much pressure. Nico just going for skirmishers to defend himself with DauT. Going for a few extra skirmishers, a few extra archers. Just try and keep some sort of map presence over here, and potentially, if he can manage to get a bit of trade against Nicov, still keep his units away from the goal. Let's take a look at the range of these crossbows and see if he will be... I think he definitely is able to completely push the villagers away from gold over here if he ends up taking the skirmishers down over here. He's got to be careful though. That is not good. And now Nikov's coming over. He will clean these units up. The good thing for DauT though is that even after losing these units, he's still going to be fine. This is just Nicov cleaning up DauT's offensive units. And Nicov himself doesn't really have anything forward to work with. He's going to end up getting the center though. And DauT's going for a 4 siege workshop. I'm not really sure if Nicov knew about this, but he's going to realize about it now. He sees the skirmishes over there, sees the villagers, and DauT doesn't seem to be respecting this too much. Now he's sending a villager over to try and take the manual down. Potentially just try and keep the siege workshop coming up over there, and he's able to do it. Well played, well done. Nicely done over here from DauT. See his own manual on the way too. It's been great. DauT's performance has been fantastic. There we go. Yeah, that gets his own man allowed. Nico's got more. DauT, on the other hand, he's going for the 4 TC. And his economy is looking significantly stronger because of having extra villagers for longer, right? So he'll be the first player going out to the Imperial Age. What to expect over here, once DauT goes up with Byzantines, he's gonna be able to go for whatever he wants. He gets 25% cheaper skirm, spear, camel rider units, so we could see heavy camels come up. Byzantines also will get access to bombard cannons as well, which I think is going to be key in DauT's potential push. And he's collecting a lot of stone as well, so we'll see castles come up, potentially the trebuchets come out as well from DauT. What I'm wondering though is, what will he want to play for? Skirmishers alone, honestly, seems really good. Skirmishers and bombard cannons could be really, really strong. Given the fact that Nicov civilization is not going to have good cavalry, right? Skirmishers are going to be fine. And for unit choices, Malay have fully upgraded arbalesters and elephants. I guess elephants would be still decent against skirmishers, but that could potentially be at the halberdier, right? 25% cheaper. Not too shabby. Let's bring the relics back. He's the only player who's gone for relics so far. There we go. And DauT's able to defend over here just fine. Actually, he ends up forcing Nicov into taking his own manual down. And that is not a whole lot of units for Nicov, so DauT's going to take this down. As expected, DauT's the first player also to go up to the Imperial Age and Nicov. Nicov's gotta be careful. He's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon himself too. It's not going to take too long, of course, for him to get there. But DauT still has some great momentum. If DauT manages to get past 40% of his way to the Imperial Age, that's already going to make his Imperial Age faster than Nikov's. Let's check. It's gonna be about the same time. Nico's got the resources, he's got the buildings, and he's going up. It's about the same time for both these guys. Only 2 seconds faster for Nicov. DauT's going for the castle forward. So Trebuchet is on the way very soon, yes. And the W's in the 4 siege workshop, so he's gonna have to go for another one. Fortunately for him, this castle is going to be a stepping stone around which he can go for extra buildings. And the siege workshop coming up over here would actually be very good. Once he gets chemistry, he can go for the bombard cannons, right? That's going to be very effective against the skirmishers, and Nicov's been relying on for defenses as well. Pretty uneventful Castle Age, yes. Yes, players just going for full economy, and kind of in the nature of both these guys. They have no Hazard, so I have confidence in DauT. Very similar playstyles over here. Imperial Age is there for both these guys almost simultaneously, and we'll see Arbalister. Arbalister Embracer coming in for that. Arbalister, interesting. Both these civilizations get fully upgraded Arbalisters. Skirmishers, on the other hand, are going to be cheaper for DauT, you know that. Chemistry Embracer on the way now for DauT as well. Meanwhile, Nico's got chemistry on the way. He's got... Oh man, Nico's going for wheelbarrow 36 minutes into the game, while DauT already has handcard. Still thinking about that series against Hera by bringing the Hazara, right? Well, it's a very Hera thing to do, to be fair, and DauT struggled for sure, but this time around, I don't think Nicov is the type of player to go for that quite as much as Hera, or at the very least, not the player to get quite as much done with Hazar as Hera. I don't think anybody is able to get quite as much done with Hazar as Hera is able to, but yeah, it'll certainly help. DauT with Byzantines actually does get access to Hazar, even if he does not get Bloodline, still going to be much stronger compared to any cavalry that Nikov's got access to. There we go, trebuchets. We have 2 already for DauT. We have only 1 for Nicov. And he does not have... Okay, there we go. Now he's got 1 trebuchet on the way. So that's going to be the second one for Nicov. Yeah, and the Byzantine Castle over here in the Imperial Age already 40% extra HP. Will certainly endure much better compared to Nikov's. Plus, Nico has been, you know, sieging this one with only 1 trebuchet so far, and DauT's got 6 villagers over there repairing the castle, so that one is never going down. And here come the bombard cannons. Nikov's in a world of pain right now. A trebuchet is going down right there. We're gonna see another one going down. And DauT gets lucky over there. Could have lost the bombard cannon to the trebuchet, but yeah, in the end, didn't happen. So Nico's going to go on and call the GG over here for game number 1. DauT certainly shows some great skills over here. He certainly shows some confidence. You know, both these players are going to be trading games against each other for the most part. So seeing DauT perform this well in game number 1 is really good against Malay. Being able to stay ahead in work account for the most part was really, really well done from DauT. So let's go and take a look at the achievements. What do we get? Better KD for Nicov. In the end, it's going to be a little bit better than 9 to 8, right? For economy, on the other hand, we have a little bit of a stronger economy for DauT over here. And by a little bit, I actually mean about 10,000 extra resources. So maybe a lot more than a little bit of extra resources. And this comes from the higher work account as well. The better eco upgrades were absolutely crucial as well. If you take a look at that, handcart over here came in for DauT about 29 minutes into the game. 29 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. Meanwhile, you take a look at Nicov, and Nicov went only for wheelbarrow 36.5 minutes into the game. And that is just part of it, right? Like, DauT was on Bolsa already since much earlier compared to Nicov. And Nicov never ever went for heavy plow even. Meanwhile, DauT got heavy plow. Earlier, the Nicov got horse collar. So of course this makes a big difference. Actually, I'm not getting the ads. Yeah, I know, you're a sub. Subscribers do not get any commercials. But it's always nice to see the emote. Let's see if it catches on at some point in the future. It was the whole point. So what do we get for game number 2? Welcome everyone, Nicov. It's gonna be playing Tatters this one. DauT's gonna be playing Gujaras this time around. For these civilizations, Nicov with Tatters is going to get 25% higher damage against enemy units when fighting from higher elevation. We have on top of that, for Tatters, free thumbring, free Parton tactics. As well as 2 additional sheep underneath each newly built DC. And 50% extra food from herdables. For the team bonus, Tatters also get 2 extra line of sight on cavalry archer type units, and that's gonna be about it. Taking a look at DauT on the other hand. DauT playing with Gujaras is going to begin with 2 berry bushes already, 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TC, and the ability to garrison herdables inside mills to produce food passively. And he's taking all the herdables inside. The 3 from the very beginning, he's going to take inside, and now he's going for the 2 additional ones. He's going to take those inside as well. Besides that, Gujaras will get 40% extra bonus damage from mounted units, and for the team bonus, 25% faster training camel and elephant type units. So against Tatters over here, who are such, you know, cavalry reliant civilization, Gujaras are actually pretty good. With the 40% extra bonus damage, camels will completely shred any melee cavalry that Nicov might be thinking of going for. And for any ranged units that Nicov might be thinking of going for as well, such as archers, crossbows, heavy cavalry archer, standard cavalry archer, DauT's going to have a fantastic unit to fight against that as well, with the Sri Vamsha Rider. I just like how much of an absolute counter Gujaras are against like every civilization. They have been known to be a very strong civilization. True. We'll see. How's it going, Fire and Dancer? Hope you're doing alright. It's coming up. Nicov's going up a little bit earlier. So we're gonna see scouts coming up for him. Wait a moment though, he's going for gold. It's gonna be archers? He doesn't have the barracks up yet though. What is the plan over here for Nicov? Yeah, go for the barracks, man. Oh man, this is taking longer than it should have. Okay, he's sending a second villager. Yeah, that's good. DauT's going for the barracks right now. He's going up a little bit later, so he's going to be fine. The barracks takes about 40% out of the fuel age in terms of research time to get built, and DauT timed it perfectly. So he's going to have the barracks come up over here, and what do we see for the red player? He's going for gold as well, so it's going to be archers for both these guys. Given how open the map is over here, and how exposed some of the resources could potentially be, I am kind of surprised not to see anybody try to make a play for scouts, but yeah. DauT gets to the fuel age, and we see a archer range coming up as expected. For the map generation, before we get too much action, and it's going to take some time because of the players going for low mobility units, we'll see that the bull player, he gets 1 gold over here on the right hand side, kind of backish. We have another gold over here towards the southwest, and the berries are going to be on the back for him, so that's good. But then for the rest, it's kind of exposed, right? If he goes for the walls like this, he will be able to secure this wool line. He'll be able to secure this wool line, and yeah, that's about it. If we take a look at the map generation for DauT on the other hand, the red player is going to have 1 goal in the back, which is great. on the left-hand side. He's got another goal over here, kind of forwardish. And then the stone's going to be in the back. Berries are going to be sidish. And he's fine, but it seems like it's going to be significantly harder for DauT to get the walls up. On the right-hand side, he's going for what I was about to suggest. But then on the left-hand side, it's so open. He's going to have to go for something like this if he wants the cheaper walls. Okay. Okay. Or something like this as well, which is going to also secure his goal, secure the stone over here, but it's not going to give him so much extra space to work with, and especially not going to secure any of the wool lines, right? This is going to be exposed, this one is going to be exposed potentially as well, as will this one. Which puts him in a little bit of an awkward spot, because if Nicov ends up getting a better trade over here with the archers and the fuel H and he comes forward, he will have the possibility of pushing DauT away from all the woods. We'll see. Skirmishers, archers. And DauT already out. And Nicov. He's got only archers, no skirmishers whatsoever. He'll be the one trying to put pressure here. When is Nicov going to unleash the archers, and what is he going to do with them? He's playing really passively. For going for just aggressive units over here, Nicov is playing really passively. Meanwhile, DauT hasn't really gone for much of anything. He's got the one archer and then just skirmishers, and now he seems to be trying to play for the castle age, and he's going to be there significantly sooner. So Nicov, I really don't get this. It kind of reminds me of the previous set that we cast today. Some decisions I cannot really understand the reasoning behind. Like, Nicov's got 6 archers. He's got a good amount of units. These are fantastic for putting pressure. But he's not going out. And he's just going for units he's not making use of. Kind of delaying himself a little bit. In the end, seems like both players will be able to click out to the castle age at about the same time. Although Nicov had to make use of the market significantly more heavily compared to DauT, I think. It's kind of comparable though. Yeah, both players made use of the market. You know, similar amounts. Castle is on the way for Nicov first. And DauT is on his way to the castle age as well. This is very interesting. Nicov is going out with 1 extra worker. DauT got a little bit of extra idle TC time. And Nicov unleashes the archers, goes forward, and is going to make a play for blocking arrow and crossman once he gets to the castle age, of course. But yeah, DauT probably should have been able to go out to the castle age a little bit earlier. Nicov. Yeah, well, Nicov's economy is looking stronger though. Check this out: 20 extra minutes of gather economy time compared to DauT. Without having horse collar, he's just gone for double pickaxe. Seems nothing but surprising for sure. Especially with DauT collecting extra resources from the garrison. Here are the walls as well. Let's actually take a look at that and see how many resources total the players have gotten so far. Yeah, it's better for Nicov. This is certainly surprising though. I can feel no judge in the chat whenever he goes quiet for an extended period of time. Am I that easy to read? Is it so apparent? And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry, but we cannot bring the chat up because of the sponsor logos over here. You're just gonna have to come over to Twitch and watch some of these series live. Make sure you do not miss out. Yeah, so just here ready for Nicov. DauT gets there as well himself. Is gonna be fine. Had to go for a second layer of walls over here though. Blacksmith. It's coming up as well. Interesting that he didn't have it before, but he did go for 2 stables. So we have Shrivansha Riders on the way already. No scale bar the armor coming up anytime soon, but you should still be able to clean these units up pretty easily without too many units. About 5, 6. Should be good. Nice! Nice over here though. DauT losing 2 villagers. And here come the Shrivansha Riders. And DauT's not really going the right direction with these units though. Now he's gonna try to get the surround going. And there we go. Here come the Shrivansha. 6. Should be enough for him to clean this up, although he doesn't really have any upgrades for these units once they run out of agility. They are still pretty weak, and the cross is actually doing pretty decently over here, trading not too poorly, you know? 4 Shrivansha Riders went down already, and that's going to be 5 very soon, and that's going to end up losing another one, yes. So it seems like it was not enough. The blacksmith over here, that had managed to get it up a little bit earlier, he would have been able to go for scale bar than armor already, but as things are, Nicov doesn't doubt coming out on top over here. The engagement favors the bull player. And DauT is on the back foot over here for sure. There we go. Well, now finally the crosses are going down. That did not come cheap for DauT though to clean those units up in the end. Nicov's gonna start collecting some stone. At this point in time, nobody has gone for any extra TCs. As a matter of fact, both players have sold their stone in order to go up to the castle age, so not possible to go for an extra TC without using the market, and even then, Nicov doesn't have enough wood to go for an extra TC, for instance. Now, DauT does, but he doesn't have the resources to buy the stone that he needs. There we go. DauT selling some of the wood to go for camels. Man, a good thing that the map generation for DauT over here had this the gold over here spawned down the south, because if he hadn't, he would be kind of dead already at this point. Imagine with Nikov's map generation, DauT's position right now would be so much worse. And here come the units from DauT. He's coming out. He's got camels. He's got 3 Shrivansha Riders. Remember, 40% extra bonus damage from mounted units for DauT's units. So the camels over here should be significantly stronger compared to the camels for Nicov. The problem is that without the Shrivansha Riders, then the crosses are still going to be extremely efficient from Nicov. So see DauT losing the camels over there in the end. Well done. And DauT once again gets shut down. Stays on the back foot over here. Nicov's doing a really good job with his aggression. It's not going to stop, by the way. It keeps on going for more crossbows, more camels. This is not a transient push. There we are. What do we need next? Nicov wants to send the villager forward. Or a few. Yeah, it's gonna go for a stable, alright. He needs to send the villager forward, and he needs to go for a siege workshop. Ideally, it'll be on the left-hand side as opposed to on the right-hand side. He's been pushing so far on the right-hand side, but the left is where we have... Oops, that is not a siege workshop, sorry. But ideally, he would want to get the siege workshop around over here. Because by going for pressure from the left-hand side, it's going to be able to deny this. From DauT. And he will be able to go over here and take the TC down as well. We'll see if he goes for it though. For the time being, he's more than content with his pressure on the right-hand side. And it's not necessary for Nicov to do any more than what he's been doing so far. Because DauT calls the GG. And game number 2 goes in favor of the Argentinian. To equalize the series over here. And guarantee a 4-game set. At the least. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then. What do we get? For military, we have a very close to 5 to 2 KD ratio, favoring Nicov. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Nicov as well, collecting about 900 extra resources. And for society, a higher villager max count for Nicov as well. Didn't lose a single villager this game, while DauT. Ended up losing a fairly small amount, only 3 villages going down, but he was still overall producing less economy compared to Nicov throughout the game, which is very interesting. And you can see over here with the graph. And there we go. For game number 3, Nicov is going to be playing Khmer. DauT's going to play Japanese. From the get-go, we see DauT going forward already. Straight into the fish with Japanese. You know, we saw this before. The Japanese kind of ignore all the fishing early on and only go for it. If they find themselves in a good position, just try to prioritize land instead. For Nicov then, we're gonna see for Khmer first off. 10% faster. yeah, you're on to me. 10% fast moving battle elephant line units. We have on top of that for the Khmer the ability to garrison villages inside houses, which makes them extremely tricky to fight against because they can protect themselves pretty easily with a few houses here and there. Besides that, farmers for Nicov civilization do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. While in addition to that, we'll see for the bull player, no building requirements whatsoever. So he can go up to the fuel age without Dark Age buildings. He can go out to the castle age without fuel age buildings, and so on and so forth. For the team bonus, finally, Nicov Civilization is going to provide them with 1 extra range for Scorpion Line weapons, while DauT instead, playing with Japanese, will get 5, 10, 15, 20% faster working fishing ships in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages respectively, as well as twice the HP and plus superior armor on those units. For the team bonus, we'll see for Japanese 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. And then finally, they get a 50% discount to drop off buildings, 33% faster attack and infantry to start in the fuel age, and that'll be about it for both these civs. So far, it seems to be pretty uneventful. Nicov's got only 1 villager form, mind you, and DauT. Yeah, DauT sent 3 already, so he's in a little bit of a better position. He's collected both the boars or elephants on this map and taking a look at Nicov. I think Nikov's collected the elephants already, right? Yeah, he has. He's actually gone for them earlier than DauT even. Fuel is on the way now for Nicov. In for DauT. About 6 seconds faster for Nicov. He sends a few extra villagers over here to the center. Meanwhile, DauT still on 3 only, but he's getting vision though. He knows exactly what Nikov's going for. He should be able to spot the villagers over here pretty easily. While we wait for the fuel age to come up over here, let's take a look at the map generation for both these guys. Of course, we're going to see a lot of pressure at the center, but if it comes to be the case that the players start pressuring each other around their bases, we're going to see a back goal for Nicov, which is great, a backstone over here, and that's going to be the most important, I think. Shouldn't be too difficult for him to protect himself as well. Just some walls from here to here, here to here, and here to here would be enough for him to secure the goal, to secure the stone, and to potentially secure the wood line over there. Very start forward, doesn't matter. He's going to try to make a play for fish anyway. DauT's going for militias. We're going to take a look at those when they become Minotaurs in the fuel age in a moment. DauT's map generation is going to be a little bit worse though, with the gold forward and the stone on the back over here. He can only secure the stone by going for something like this. I guess technically with these walls he will be able to secure the secondary gold over there. And I think that would be alright, but he doesn't really have the ability to defend any wood lines against potential archers or towers. Fuel age is here though for Nicov, and fuel age is here for DauT, and we see the militias already coming forward for the red player, and he's gotta put the pressure up. Minotaurs should be coming up for DauT, the Minotaurs upgrade. Nikov's going for an archer range right away, but so should DauT. And DauT does have an archer range coming up, and he's got it at the center. So it's great. We're gonna see a tower come up very soon for DauT by the looks of it. Let's bring the villagers over forward. And Nikov's keeping track of this. So is he gonna be able to get a counter tower up? I'm not really sure if he actually has enough space over here. He does! But he can only build it with 2 villagers, and DauT realizes about the tower over there, and he's going to relocate it in a different spot. Nicov actually cannot see the villagers anymore. Now he's sending the scout over. He needs to get vision of DauT to know if he should be going for the tower still or not. And now he knows. Now he's going to resume building the tower. Meanwhile, DauT Well, DauT's going to have enough range over here to push villagers away from this fish, but not from the north one, even if he went for fletching. And here come the militias. No men-at-arms yet. And DauT, as a matter of fact, is going to stop at 3 without going for any extra units. Yeah, he's skipping men-at-arms over here. We could see fletching come up. Although I don't think he's got a blacksmith yet, though. He doesn't. But it's fine. It's unlikely he'll be able to do too much of anything with the militias over here. Now the Nicov's got archers. DauT units are kind of out of position over here, but at the very least they'll buy the center villages some time, right? As the archers for Nicov are not coming forward anytime soon. In other games on this map, we had seen at this point in time already the Japanese try to make a play for water because, once again, you do want to take advantage of it. You get faster working fishing ships. But DauT so far has not really gone for it, though. Oh, it's open? Yeah, but it's only militias though. And we have the house over there. A bunch of villagers that at best would be able to maybe idle some villages from Nicov, but it's unlikely he would be able to do too much damage. At the center, the tower staying up over here for DauT, staying up for Nicov as well. However, Nicov is not going to be able to keep on collecting fish from here. He goes for a second mill towards the right hand side, and DauT's units are completely out of position, so he cannot really put pressure over there anymore. It's looking pretty alright for DauT, I do agree. I would definitely still like for him to try and make a play for water at some point. But it's not too shabby. There we are. Good job overall. DauT's still putting pressure up over here, preventing Nicov from doing anything forward. And actually, he's managed to get more units over here, despite Nicov having the defender's advantage. DauT might be able to come out on top over here. The militias are coming over, drawing attention from the villages, while the skirmishers will keep on trying to reduce Nikov's army. Yeah, and you know what? It's not been terrible. Now that the archers are down, the militias are coming over, playing a role in the engagement over here. While Nicov was still able to get some of the skirmishers down with his own villagers. If the militias are alive over here, if they survive, he might actually be able to go after a villager over here. He's not going for it though. DauT. DauT getting a very even KD over here, 1-to-1. He's trying to go after the villager. We'll see if he at the very least can get one. He cannot get a single villager. He was only able to keep Nicov playing defensively. Still no jocks coming out for anybody, and DauT back home. He's going to eventually wall himself up. He's got some of the foundations over here for the walls. Yeah, there we go. We know what the layout's going to look like. And then on the left hand side, yeah, I still think that he would be better off just going for the walls like this. Beautiful. The game stabilizes, and Nikov's economy seems to be a little bit better right now compared to DauT's. A little bit of pressure over here. DauT's forced to bring his units to play defensive. For the first time in a while. DauT's been so far, by and large, the only player putting pressure until now Nicov started going for the skirmishers forward. And here comes DauT. He's bringing some scouts into the mix as well. He's got now a stable in addition to the archer range and the barracks. Well, Nicov on the other hand, I'm pretty sure he does not. As a matter of fact, Nicov doesn't even have a barracks, of course. He's playing Khmer, he doesn't need one. And DauT, well, DauT's looking strong. With the scouts over here, he's able to take a bunch of the skirmishers down. With his own skirmishers, to be able to take the archers down without any archers for Nicov to play with. Skirmishers from the Bupe are exposed to DauT's units. However, Nicov's still looking a little bit stronger though for the economy. And seems like he's gonna be the first one to go up to the castle. Let's take a look at the gather economy time. It's better for DauT! That's collecting a lot of extra resources. Or at the very least, he's been working for longer, collecting resources, but Nicov's gonna be the first one to click up to the castle age, and this is really interesting. A lot of the resources from DauT have gone into the scout production over here, into the skirmishes as well. The extra military count that we have for the red player obviously comes at a cost as well. So it does make sense. And Nicov is expecting the pressure coming up. He's going for the quick walls over there, and DauT doesn't seem like he'll be able to do much of anything. Nicov is able to stabilize over here. Hold on. Prevent DauT from coming in, then he's gonna find himself in a much better position as he's gonna be the only player going up to the castle age. Speaking of which though, Nicov's not paying attention. He's getting a lot of idle TC time right now. He's not going for villagers. He's not going up to the castle age. This might be one of those situations where you think you clicked up, but you actually forget about it by the time you realize you would have been already halfway through to the next stage. Because there's no way in hell that Nicov doesn't realize that he's not producing villagers. He thought that he had clicked up. I'm 100% sure Nicov thought that he had clicked up, and he actually hadn't. So now he's going up to the castle age at the same time as DauT's managed to click up as well. And all of this while DauT keeps on putting the pressure. And all of this while DauT manages to get a hidden work account because of Nicov's idle TC. Looking really good for the red player. It seems like in the end he won't be able to, he will need to go for fishing ships in order to get a hidden economy. Just need a little bit of help from Nicov. Beautiful tower as well. So far, so good for DauT. First off, with putting pressure and keeping Nicov playing defensively for the most part, then preventing taking any damage once Nicov started coming forward. DauT up until this point has gotten the better KD. Which is fantastic for him, of course, so far, and he's managed to click out to the castle age at about the same time as Nicov. So once we are up, what do we expect to see from DauT? He's got 2 archery ranges and 1 stable only, so he could make a play for crossbows and knights. He could potentially make a play as well for cavalry archers. Now this is huge though! Nicov! He spotted the villagers completely exposed from DauT. Well, the red player still has a little bit of a buffer over here with still about 2 extra workers compared to Nicov. It's definitely not good to be losing villages like this, so DauT brings the skirmishes back. Should be able to defend himself, but this is actually kind of surprising. Given the fact that DauT already had an outpost over here, I'm surprised that he didn't realize about Nikov's units coming over earlier. If you take a look at the vision over here, so long as DauT was paying attention to the minimap, he should have seen the units coming up. Anyway, managed to still stay ahead, sorry, and a second TC is coming up. Meanwhile, Nicov, back home, no extra TCs coming up whatsoever, just gonna keep on walling further and further behind the walls as DauT's crossbows now and knights coming up very soon will provide a much stronger push to work with, and Nicov is going to need stronger defenses to hold on against this as well. Lucky arrows here already for Nicov. There we go. Here comes DauT, getting with the scouts straight to the back of Nikov's economy. He's getting 1 villager down already. Well, he might end up getting cleaned up by the knights. He does end up getting another villager. Nicov doesn't have enough garrison space over there to contain the push from DauT, and now Nicov is going to start putting some pressure against DauT at the center. And the red player has not really gone for too many knights. He's not gotten the pikeman upgrade either. Instead, he's just gonna try and make a play for monks to defend against knights, and then potentially his own knights and crossbows to go for and put pressure with. Here we go. Left hand side, 30 TC is coming out for DauT. Nicov. Kill 1 TC, my man. I'm not the biggest fan of Nicov's current position here, to be honest, and well, he does have a scary amount of knights. So long as DauT plays his cards right over here, he's gonna try. He's got the conversions coming up, and he's going to push Nicov back. Plus with a 4 TC on the way now for DauT. He's got enough garrisoning space for all his villagers. He can garrison all 60 villages with 4 TCs already, and Nicov, of course, he's got the houses, which is going to help defend, but without any extra TCs, he won't be able to keep up with villager production. That's gonna be a hit for the foreseeable future. Yeah, that's going full economy over here. There we are. Yeah. In DauT. DauT knows about the knights coming up. He already spotted those. How many monks do we have for the red players? Got 5 monks. There is a very, very important limiting factor in monks to counter knights with, and that is the player's APM and mouse accuracy and whatnot, right? If you are not able to target the correct units, if you're not able to make use of all your monks, it doesn't really work as much for defense. But DauT's coming over here. Let's see. He's going to try. He's got 4 monks on the way. And we see the conversions coming up. Nicov's gonna have the bail. Well done. Yeah, and he's gonna be fine. He stabilizes. Nicov cannot do anything with the monk, with the knights over here, so long as DauT's paying attention to the monks, and now it's just the red player getting ahead. The prospect's not particularly good for Nicov from this point onwards. We'll see the conversions coming up. Actually, he does end up connecting the majority of these. We have 2 monks left over here, no HP, and he ended up getting a good amount of the knights over there, so Nicov gets pushed back. We have pikemen right now for DauT as well. 33% faster attacking pikemen. The knights, the crossbows, skirmishers, and Nicov is gonna be hurting so much in the next few minutes. He's only now going for the 2nd and 3rd TCs, but this is so much later compared to DauT. And Nicov knew, by the way. He had vision. He went forward and he saw the economy from DauT. He knows this is not the starting TC. So he was expecting DauT to be going for full economy, but so far it's been pretty difficult for Nicov to keep up. It's been very difficult for him to take the game back, or actually, you know, bring himself back into the game over here by getting the raids going, as DauT's defense has been so far pristine for the most part. Converted Knights have +1. Converted Knights have frozen stats. So if you convert a Paladin from a Lithuanian player with all the relics, they are going to have those stats forever. And literally, if you convert a knight and then you go for an upgrade, that knight is not going to be affected by it. And here come the knights from Nicov. He might be able to clean out the units from DauT. I don't think DauT's going to care about losing these crosses too much, especially because of how many good knights he's been able to take down over here. How many nice picks over there he's been able to get from the bull player. So this has actually been, I think, probably an even trade, if not cost effective for DauT. Now the Imperial is going to be on the way for the red player. Meanwhile, the Nicov, on the other hand, does not seem to be particularly close to going up himself. The reason Nicov ended up losing so many knights over here is just the lack of chain, bar, and armor. Always remember to convert the knights before killing the monastery? Yeah, exactly. Castle's on the way for DauT. He's on his way to the Imperial Age as well. The 50 TC's coming up for DauT too. Nicov? Nicov's on 3 TCs, still behind by about 19 workers. And if we take a look at gather economy time now, you will see the DauT's being able to get ahead by over 3 hours of gather economy time against Nicov. How much is that? Well, you do the math. In an ideal scenario, each villager is going to bring 20 resources per minute or so, depending on the upgrades, of course, but 3 hours is going to be 180 minutes. So that should be about 3,600 extra resources for DauT so far. Assuming his economy has been working pretty well, let's go and take a look at the overall resource collected. And it's so much more than that, man. It's so much more than that, and I think you know why that is. And it's the same reason that Nicov struggled in game number 1 as well. And it's this. We have heavy plow. We have bow saw. We have wheelbarrow for DauT. While Nicov's got just double bit axe, just horse collar, and not even wheelbarrow. So what should have been about 3,600 extra resources for DauT for the most part, given the amount of extra gather economy time he's gotten so far, actually does end up extending to about 7,000, 8,000 extra resources so far. So far. And this is not the end of it. Forecast is coming up for DauT. We have Scorpions coming up over here for Nicov. A little bit too late. DauT's castle's coming up for sure. There we go. There's a nice Scorpion shot though, but yeah, still this castle is coming up 100%. 100%. Imperial Age is here, and Nicov is not calling the GG. He's kind of close to going after the Imperial Age himself, and we see the conversion coming out from DauT. He's going to take though the Knights! Forcing Nicov over here to either delete the Knights or lose them to the crossbows or to the conversion. The bull player cannot do anything to keep on defending himself at all, so DauT 2, Nicov 1 in a fantastic, fantastic game number 3. DauT's performance was incredible this one, and Nicov, man, a little bit of a misstep earlier, kind of slipping a little bit with the castle age over there. If he had gotten up to the castle age significantly earlier, given how many knights he was planning to go for, he might have been able to do a lot more damage, but going out to the castle age so much later in the end, because of not realizing about it, ended up costing him the military lead, ended up costing him the worker lead. He was ahead actually, and then DauT was able to pull ahead by about 4 villagers. And from that point onwards, DauT did a really good job taking his position and working upon it, right? Taking the current situation of the game and building upon it, while Nicov struggled. He fell behind from that point onwards. He never managed to quite recover. Better KD for Nicov, makes sense. DauT was going for much cheaper units. Doesn't matter though, because of DauT's stronger economy. He ends up collecting about 7,000 extra resources or so. That more than justify for the few extra units that he ended up losing. Higher worker count for DauT, not only for villager max, but also he was the one with the highest villager count at the end of the game. He did end up taking the most losses though over here, but only 5. And 2 villagers going down for DauT and Nicov respectively means that this was not particularly bad. A bad game to be a villager in compared to some of the other ones that we have seen, but well played. Let's see if DauT's able to clutch it up in game number 4 and already move on, or if Nicov is going to force a full series. I like your way to cast, so passionate. Thank you, Hots. Appreciate it. Go tell your friends, tell your family. Spread the word. Save everyone from subpar casting. Alright, so what do we get for this one? Game number 4. Let's go and take a look at the civilizations as usual. Then the map generation. Started with Nicov playing with Burgundians. He gets access to eco upgrades with the civilization 1 each earlier for a 40% with discount. Besides that, we have for Nicov civilization access to Cavalier in the Castle Age through the Cavalier upgrade. A 50% discount on stable upgrades as well. And they also have 25% higher damage from gunpowder type units. The team bonus will make the Burgundians generate food in addition to gold from the relics at the same rate. While DauT civilization, on the other hand, will get 1 extra villager upon starting the game, but 50 less food. Besides that, they get 15% longer lasting resources, as well as 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. The team bonus makes the walls a little bit cheaper for DauT, so we'll take a look at what that entails in a moment. But let's go and take a look at Nicov's map generation first. So starting with the bull player, we'll see that he's got the main goal on the back, so this is absolutely fantastic, especially given the location for the secondary goals is so compromised on the left-hand side and towards the southwest over here. The extra goals are very, very exposed for Nicov. The main stone is forward though, so that's not ideal. The secondary stone over there is super, super up north, very far away, very distant from the TC, so it's not ideal either. However, he should be able to at the very least protect the goal over here just by going for some walls from here to here perhaps. And if he was super greedy, he could potentially go for something like this, right? Potentially even something like this. Probably something like this would be the best so that he will be able to secure this. However, he doesn't need to go for that. He can potentially just go for something like this as well, and that'll be just fine. So there we go. Something like this, right? If we take a look at the map generation for DauT, on the other hand, yeah, we'll take a look at the map generation for DauT on the other hand. We'll see that the red player's got the main goal towards the south over here. It's not super exposed, but it's not quite as safe as Nicov's. Then the secondary goals are going to be super exposed. Yes, this one on the right-hand side and this one up in the north. Could potentially go for the walls like this, and it seems like he's already going for that. That's going to be very pricey though. Something like this would be ideal, so he will be able to secure this, but it's going to be a little bit rougher to defend because of the walls being so far away, right? Like this area is going to be very hard to defend. So perhaps he could potentially go for something like this, and that'll be a little bit easier. And he would still be able to secure this, so that's fine. He will be able to secure a good amount of wood over here on the back, so that'll be fine. We have a Drush though coming in from DauT against the berries for Nicov. So far Nicov's been able to prevent taking any losses. We haven't missed much of anything, thankfully. That's gonna keep on roaming around. The DauT Militia Drush popularized since King of the Desert 4. Has been a very interesting meta evolution. Your paint skills must have improved from drawing all these wall pictures. Not really. You would expect that to be the case, right? But I still make very subpar arrows. And yeah, my pulse for like drawing straight lines is atrocious. Whenever I have to make the thumbnails for my YouTube videos and I have to draw stuff, like if I have to mask a unit in the game as well, I just keep on getting surprised at how poor my drawing skills are. Oh boy, it's going to be even worse now that my emote artist is not going to be able to make the emotes anymore and I have to make them myself or try to find somebody else to commission them from. If I have to make them myself, it's going to be kind of rough. Scouts coming over from Nicov. The militias are coming up over here as well. DauT's reaction is very good, swift, and appropriate. He does not overreact. And he's able to defend himself just fine over here. I would really have expected DauT, especially with the discount the Maya's get on walls, to already be going for the walls towards the edge of the map over here. That would not have finished building before Nicov had the units coming up over here, but I'm just surprised that he's just kind of left it up to chance in a sense. And it's now very easy for Nicov to keep DauT away from this gold, and because of the secondary golds being extremely exposed for DauT, so long as Nicov is able to keep pressure over here and prevent DauT from collecting gold over here, then he should be in a much better position. Question, do you know he did only 2 militia? Why he did only 2 militia? Or if I know that he made only 2 militias. He made only 2 militias, yes. We have 0-0 KD, so if he had gone for another one and he would have lost it, we would see it already. If you're asking why he went for 2, Mayans get low in the beginning, so they can't even afford more than 2. Yeah, you can still go for gold though. We see that in the past many times, players just in the villager, you don't even need to go for the mining camp and just collect a little bit more. But it's also been popularized in the past. It can still be very effective. So far, he's not really been able to get much of anything done with it though. Nice snipe over here from Nicov. First blood over here is gonna be a villager from DauT. Yeah, that is true, T-Bot. Yes, that is absolutely true. You're onto something for sure. He could have gone for more if he wanted to, but by default you're not gonna be able to go for quite as many. But we have seen already many times in the past that 2 can be sufficient already. And I mean, take a look at Nicov, right? Nicov went for 2 militias, and he ended up getting a villager from DauT, so that was already very good. And not only did he manage to catch up to DauT in work account, but because DauT ended up getting a little bit of extra idle TC time over here compared to Nicov, Nicov is actually going to be at times ahead in work account by 1. And just coming out already for DauT. Manages to secure the gold over here. Well, not really secure, manages to get access to the gold once again. Still very much would like to see the red player try to get the walls over here, for sure.
Shot it. Shot it.
Beautiful.
Shot it.
Here comes DauT.
Shot it.
Doesn't really have too much though, and Nicov's already completely walled off. But the even houses over here for Nicov. This is something also that's very good. When you are going for walls that are getting a little bit too extensive, if you go for houses at the very end, that's going to hold on against aggression much more so compared to palisades. So in a situation where DauT, for instance, would have tried to go for walls towards the left-hand side, kind of like this, right? He would actually benefit from going for a few houses over here as opposed to just palisades, because it takes some time for him to bring the villagers over here and repair the wall in case the blue player comes with aggression, right? And Nicov, well, Nikov's already in a pretty good spot because of it. Market on the way on the left-hand side for Nicov as well. And Castle H on the way, DauT should be on his way to the Castle H in a moment as well. Nikov's been able to kind of compensate this game for all the economy he's been missing in the previous ones. He's got Wheelbarrow, he's got the Heavy Plow, he's got Bozo in the Fuel H. DauT's going out to the Castle H, and if it weren't because of these extra eco upgrades that Nicov's been able to go for, probably DauT would have been able to go out to the Castle H a little bit sooner. Here we go. Nice pressure from DauT. Nicov should be able to defend over here just fine though. Even with just skirmishers. We only have militias over here. We only have Eagle Scouts. This will go down eventually. What I'm curious though is DauT adding any extra barracks. He's gonna try and make a play over here for Eagle Warriors. Nicov is already going for a second stable, so we know exactly what to expect over here. It's gonna be full night. And DauT, that does not have any extra barracks, so it's just going to be full on crossbow from him. He's gotta be careful, man. Ideally, he would want to go for some spearmen over here, potentially pikemen, of course. But it's a struggle. Nicov is going for Buck and Arrow. Cavalier versus crossbows is not an engagement that I liked for the crossbows, to be honest. DauT at the very least is going to pay less resources for these units, but he's gonna need some monks over here, so I wonder if he's gonna go for a stable. Not for the stable, sorry, for a monastery. He already was able to make it work last time around. He's not going for one yet. Oh, 4 siege workshop, so we could see a 4 monastery. Here come the knights from Nicov. Doesn't have the resources to go for Cavalier just yet. He's going for heavy, for Elite Skirmisher, sorry, so he's delaying himself a little bit more. Here we are. Good defense for Nicov. Now with the skirmishers, should be able to repel the crossbows. And I'm still waiting for the monastery though. Nicov, he doesn't need to defend against this with the knights because of the skirmishes already, so he's going forward. And he's gonna start putting some pressure. Meanwhile, DauT's going for the monastery now. He knows about the knights coming his way. What can he do? No pikemen over here yet though. And this might be coming in a little bit too late. And he's going to get pushed away from the goal once again. The quick walls are coming up over here. We'll see if DauT can actually make it happen. He's got it. The palisades, the houses coming up over here just in time. Even if a villager or two over here do end up going down from DauT. He's gotten the monastery up, so he needs to get a monk. Beautiful quick walls up in the north over here for DauT as well. And he probably still end up losing 1 or 2 extra villagers, but it's not the end of it. Nicov is gonna keep on roaming around. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, DauT denies the monastery. He's gonna start taking the TC down. Here we go. Don't have a second Magna coming up. He is spending the resources queuing monks. And here we see the first monk coming out. Let's see if DauT's paying attention. He's not! He's not! So Nicov is taking the monk over here for free. DauT, man, come on! This is just so classic. This is probably what you expect to see from DauT, right? This is kind of like the meme. Something goes wrong. It's a DauT thing. Still good defense though for Nicov. If DauT had ballistics over here, it might actually be able to clean up the skirmishers, but Nikov's unit control over here is very good. Second DC is coming out for DauT. Finally, he'll be able to protect this gold more effectively. You know, Nicov is already on 2 TCs. He's going for the 3rd TC. Actually, he's already on 3 TCs. He's just finished building this one up as well. I like how this game is playing out, really, a lot. No 3TC boom agreement. Are you sure about that? Well, DauT doesn't have the resource to go for a 3TC in any case, but Nikov's already going for it.
Shot it.
There we are. Second mountain is coming out, so now DauT finally will be able to keep on putting pressure against the TC. Red player is the only who's gotten a relic so far. He's going out into the open trying to find some of the extra ones. And if we take a look at this point of view, he doesn't know where the rest of the relics are. Actually, he does not have vision of any of the 4 remaining ones, so he's roaming around with the monks, getting some scouting done. And very soon he'll be able to go for the 2nd, potentially 3rd relics for sure. Here we go. DauT's gotta be careful, man. 2 mountains over here from Nicov and a bunch of crossbows from DauT. Can go south pretty quickly. Good shot from Nicov. Good reaction for DauT. Well done. Beautiful reaction from DauT. Good unit control. Ends up taking the mountain down over there. It's going to be 1 for 1. And walks away for the most part alive. Scuffed, yes. A little bit. The few scratch marks here in the armor, but alive regardless. 30C is coming out for DauT, so I guess it's going to be 3TC for both these players. However, Nicov, he had a head start to it, so he's going to be the first one to get ahead, and that is a very nice shot. Nicov predicting the splits from DauT, and DauT reacting a little bit too late, unfortunately. But yeah, with the head start that Nicov got to go for the 3TC boom over here, he does find himself significantly ahead in work account. Well, DauT on the other hand, DauT is looking stronger for military count. Definitely would like to see DauT try to take the siege workshop down, potentially the TC down over here, and keep on putting pressure, because that's the way you come back from this position. DauT is significantly behind in work account, so he's got to make use of his stronger military in order to pull himself back as well to try and prevent Nicov's economy from getting too far ahead. To be fair though, DauT civilization is not the one to need a whole lot of villagers, a whole lot of resources. But still, 1 for 1. 2 for 1 in favor of DauT. Still looks stronger for military. Nicov's going for a manual over here. DauT's gotta pay attention and be careful. And we see the crosses coming over now. However, Nikov's got skirmishers over here. The players are not realizing about each other now. They do. And DauT's not really gonna be able to do too much over here. The crosses are going down. Yeah, eagles are going down as well. And Nikov's castle is coming up, which he'll utilize to secure this extra gold. And we talked about this before. That is Nikov's secondary gold. Both the secondary goals for the bull player are extremely forward. So this castle is already going to alleviate that to some extent, with one of these goals being protected already. Meanwhile, DauT's going to run out of this gold eventually, and he's got almost enough stone to go for his own castle. So I would like to see him go for something similar to what Nikov's done so far, right? And try to get a castle probably up over here, so that he will be able to secure this. What is that going for instead? Well, he's got the villagers here. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna go for it. Oh, big shot against Nicov. Beautiful. Left hand side. A convert to Custier from DauT. Alright. And the castle's coming out, so DauT's gonna secure the second gold, and Nikov's going to have the second gold secured as well. We have still the third secondary gold over here, for the second secondary gold for Nicov. Kind of exposed, he's going for a TC. Meanwhile, DauT's not going for anything over here yet. To be fair, he doesn't need it. But he, at the very least, he knows where the gold is anyway, so it's fine. University is coming up now for Nicov as well. He's on his way to the Imperial Age while DauT is getting close to having enough resources to go up himself. Good mod, thank you. Extra castle on the way, and DauT. Yay, there we go. DauT is protecting now the third gold. Fantastic. Yeah, and the game is pretty stabilized already. Nikov's still looking stronger for economy. DauT still, with 100 villagers, has probably as much as he needs to get access to it with Mayans to sustain his military production. Do I have mods? Well, nobody currently present, I think. Imperial HC ready for Nicov. And he's going for Cavalier. This is something he could have gone for earlier, and now he could potentially be going for Paladin right away, but he's only now going for Cavalier. He's got Chemistry coming up, Bracer as well. Tourist is on the way, he's got 2 castles, so he's making use of those. Meanwhile, DauT's going for Pulm Archers, he's going for Pikemen. Just finished researching the Pikeman upgrade. We're gonna see Half of the Year coming up very soon. And this is huge! DauT could very well, still, despite the lower economy count over here compared to Nicov, clutch this one up. DauT is one of the strongest Mayan players from the game, in my opinion. There's a reason whenever we see Game Legion play in team games, usually DauT's gonna be playing Pocket Mayans. Tato's gonna be playing the Hunchback as a flank. Buying enough time for DauT to boom away, get to the position he's getting to right now, and then just beast it out. Also coming up now for DauT as well up in the north. This is really good, and it's so much better compared to what we saw yesterday, for instance, where his economy was completely exposed and then he was completely vulnerable to harass raids. Now, this is going to prevent Nicov from getting quite as easy access into DauT's economy, right? Although this is overchopped. Racer just finished researching for DauT. He's got chemistry. Thumb ring coming in as well. Where are the plume archers actually? Is DauT trying to mass these on the back? He's trying to mass these, yes. Here we go. Nice snipe over here from Nicov and DauT. That realizes just in time about it. But this is still very much open, so yeah, Nicov's going to come in anyway. It's taking quite some time for DauT to effectively protect himself. Now the castle's going down over here. If he was ever hoping to make a heavy play for Eagles, or actually, sorry, for Plume Archers, and it seems like that's the case, otherwise he wouldn't be going for elite Plume Archers. He wants to keep the castles up, so one going down over there is extremely tragic. Now DauT, he's got still pikemen only, no halberdier, and a good amount of Plume Archers. Is Plume Archer better than Arbalister? Well, they have the trade-offs, but the Plume Archer are stronger. Yeah. They are just not quite as high range. But usually it doesn't matter too much because of the high mobility, so that kind of compensates for the Plume Archers, and it's overall a better unit, I would say. Yeah. Paladin coming over right now from Nicov as well. He paid 50% the price for this upgrade. There we go. Barracks are coming up, as now that's gonna try to make a little bit of a heavier play for Halberdier. It's coming in a little bit late though. Nicov is already inside DauT's base, roaming around with Paladin, and if DauT ever wants to defend himself against this, the Halberdier, they are going to be cost effective. They are still going to be significant slower, so he needs to wall himself up and prevent Nicov from just coming in and utilizing the mobility to his advantage. There we go. Now we have the bombard cannons over here from Nicov. We'll see if he can get some good shots over there. The Plume Archers are, oh, taking a lot of losses and big shots over there, pal. From Nicov, and check this out. How many Plume Archers went down over there? A lot. Probably about 7, 8. And it's not even going to be the end of it. Nikov's got 5 bombard cannons to go against the Plume Archers, and DauT is sacrificing everything in order to go for the bombard cannons over here, but he's going to get that cleaned up for the most part. Just a Halberdier over here will be able to take care of the Paladin, but he ended up losing all of the Plume Archers, and that was just a death parade. With dozens of Plume Archers going down from DauT in the last minute or so. Now Nicov. Well, Nikov's definitely looking the strongest over here. Not only he's got the highest worker and military count, but he's got the most map control. By taking the castle from DauT down from the hill over here, he's going to steal DauT's secondary gold. And then on the left-hand side, after DauT runs out of this one, it's going to be completely out. Well, he found a neutral one over here on the right-hand side. Most likely he'll end up getting pushed away very soon. From here. Nikov's just gone for Burgundian Vineyards, so that'll give his economy a little bit of a boost. At this point in time, it's going to amount to about 2 relics worth of gold income. In addition to the 2 relics he's got right now, it's almost as if he had 4. But yeah, Nikov's looking strong, guys. And there is a reason he picked Arabia as his home map. I think he might have a significantly stronger... Here we go. I think he might have a significantly stronger win rate against DauT on this map, perhaps. And yeah, you know, losing with Mayans over here on Arabia must sting really badly for DauT, because now for game number 5, assuming that Nicov is able to take this one, and by the looks of it, he will be able to secure the game very soon. DauT has simply run out of any steam he might have had before. For game number 5, we are going to have Ring of Reeds, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll see what civilizations we have left for each player, but it's definitely not the best for DauT over here. I still think it's better for him, though, for game number 5, what we have left. I don't remember the civilizations, but I remember thinking Nicov's civilizations were not particularly good for Ring of Reeds. We'll see. Maybe I'm misrecalling. Here we go. As it's going down. DauT doesn't want to wait. He's going to call a GG over here, and to be fair, the game's been over for a while. Ever since DauT lost access to the secondary goal and he kind of ran out of production potential, started making a play for a Hub of the Year, a reactive play for Hub of the Year. It was not good, so 2-2 for DauT and for Nicov, respectively. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then. We get a better than 2-to-1 kill ratio for Nicov. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Nicov as well, collecting about 11,000 extra resources. And for society, we have a stronger villager max count over here for Nicov for sure. By a lot. Let's go back and take a look at what we have left then for game number 5. And game number 5 then is finally here. We have Nicov playing with Italians indeed. DauT's playing with Bengalis indeed. This is what we were expecting to see from the draft. And Nicov's gonna be the first player to go over to the center. He's gonna start taking the deer down already, actually. Yeah, and preventing down from pushing these. For the civilization, starting with Nicov civilization first, we're gonna see Italians getting a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. So once again, something like a fast imp approach over here for Nicov could potentially work on this type of map. Besides that, we also see for Italians a 33% discount on university upgrades, 20% cheaper gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, they get access to content from the barracks in the Imperial Age. DauT instead, playing with Bengalis, is going to have 2 extra villagers per TC upon reaching the next stage as well. On top of that, we'll see for Bengalis the mounted units, actually that elephants already take 25% less bonus damage, and they have some conversion resistance. They also have HP regeneration on ships, and 3 extra +3/+3 armor on monks, right? And I think that's about it. Let me see if I recall everything correctly. I think so, right? I think that's the case, yeah. There we go. Let me just make sure. This is actually correct. Elephant units receive 25% less bonus damage and are more resistant to conversion. Towns set to spawn 2 villages when the next stage is research. Ships regenerate, monks get extra armor, yes. And the team bonus actually for team games where trade units yield 10% food in addition to gold. So it's good. Map generation over here is not really going to change much of anything really, so I don't think it's really worth taking a look at. For the most part, it's a very, very consistent and fair type of map. You're 30 seconds ahead of the main stream, so it was busy installing the translate extension to Firefox. Browser changing is a lot of work. It is. It is. And I feel like it's coming for me as well, because I am getting kind of fed up with Opera. I love the browser, and I've been using it since I was teenager. But man, it's just really going downhill. I hate it. Every time there is an update, they just have to clutter my speed dial page with random website access. It's random advertisements. And it's just so annoying. So I think I'm probably just going to switch over to something else as well. We'll see.
Salve.
Hi. Adesh. Hi.
We have militias coming over now from DauT. At the center is gonna try and take an engagement. Meanwhile, Nicov's going up to the fuel age. This is no fast imp approach from Nicov though. And we have a big engagement coming up over there. Nicov's going to lose the villager already. The militias over here are doing a lot of extra damage. And there we go. You wanted to see the villagers box? Now take a look at them. With their beautiful gloves. Taking another villager from Nicov. And we'll see another one go down over here. Perhaps. Well, DauT doesn't really have enough HP on the scout over there to block the villages anymore, so doesn't seem like he'll be able to get another villager down. Yes, sir.
Adesh. Hey.
Village is here for Nicov, but he's significantly behind the work account, of course. Remember as well, this is just the second series. After this one, we have yet another one coming up. And there we go, boys. The boxer villagers, they are just so good. They are so funny. In the end, that's going to end up taking most of the HP losses with the militia, so it's not too bad. It's going out to the field age right now, but with enough of a worker count to make a play for the castle age right away. Although right now he doesn't really seem to have too many resources. He's not collecting from the center anymore. Nicov was able to successfully push that way. So the red player is going over here to the back to collect from the fish. Nicov could have tried to put some pressure around over here by coming over the south, but he's chosen to make a play for the center instead because of all the extra resources still available over here. And DauT's gonna have to react over here for the time being. He's reacting pretty well. The palaces are coming out for sure. There we go. And it's not too bad. Not too bad for DauT. Tower comes up over here, doesn't really achieve much of anything for Nicov. He's gonna try and wall DauT in. Not going to do much of anything against castle age units anymore, especially against mangonels, for instance.
Hey.
Who goes full clown this time around? That seems to me like it's going to be DauT. He should be on his way to the castle age very soon, and Nicov spent so much time, so many resources trying to get the walls up. He realizes palisades will not cut it, so he starts going for stone walls instead. Now this I like a lot better. This I like a lot better for sure. Nicov can try to make a play for the castle age from this point onwards. He was probably expecting DauT to fast castle, and to be fair, I was expecting DauT to fast castle. In the end, DauT is not going for it. And Nicov's coming around with Spearman. He's got one archer over here on the back of DauT's base, and DauT's already gotten a skirmisher out from the archer range. So he's gonna be able to defend himself just fine. Struggling a little bit. DauT's getting some extra idle TC time. There we go. Yeah, and DauT, you know, he's kind of running out of resources over here. How much fish do we have left? Yeah, he's got over here some on the left-hand side. Can't really do too much of anything with it yet, though. Yeah, he's gonna keep on moving over here towards the north. It's fine. He still has a stronger economy, still significantly closer to going up to the castle age compared to Nicov, and so long as he keeps on going for a few defensive units, he should be fine against Nikov's own units as well. 5 villages ahead is huge, yes. Nicov, by making heavy use of the market, will be the first player to click up to the Castle Age. DauT, on the other hand, is getting the market up right now to try and balance his economy and go up himself. It's going to be a pretty comparable uptime. In the end, Nicov might end up clicking up, and he does end up clicking up a little bit earlier, but that shouldn't really be falling too far behind. He's used the market as well, and he's going to be on his way up in the next 30 seconds or so. So it's not too bad. And Nicov is still behind, though, in worker count by a lot. DauT, idle on TC in order to go up. Doesn't that clicking up himself as well. And in the end, it is going to be about a 40-second lead. A 38-second lead for Nicov. Well, DauT's roaming around. Won't really be able to do much of anything because Nicov already got control of the center. He's been collecting food from here, so he doesn't really have anything exposed on the back, and DauT won't be able to do much of anything. Can try to bring down the gate, perhaps, so he'll be able to come forward, come in the castle edge, right, and try to put some pressure, but as things are right now, it's unlikely DauT will be able to do much of anything.
Hoi.
There we go. Castle Edge is here. For Nicov already, and DauT's gonna be there in 30 seconds. What do we have for Nicov to work with over here? What is he going to do now? He's got into the Castle Edge, and what is the plan? He's got only now the blacksmith coming up. Still keeps on roaming around with archers, and DauT's been able to defend himself just fine. He's got skirmishers over here to work with. Yeah, and the Castle Edge is here, and what do we see from DauT? A TC coming up in the north. Nicov's going to be sticking to one TC only, so it seems like the game is going to be much better for DauT in terms of economy. Very soon, he'll have enough stone to go for a third TC as well. Well, if Nicov sticks to one TC only here, he'd better go for full military production over here and for full push, because right now, DauT's not only ahead in worker count, he's ahead in military count. Greetings from Bulgaria, Uncle Nova. Hey, Theo. Greetings from Argentina, all the way down the south. Hope you're doing alright. Here we go. Beautiful. Tower's going down for DauT. This is just peanuts though. This is not the type of pressure that I'm expecting to see from Nicov. Man, what is Nicov going to do really? He's got only 10 food workers. He won't ever get enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age. He doesn't have a second TC. He's not putting pressure. What is this? This is very similar to what we saw earlier today in the previous series, when we saw Jordan get to the Castle Age faster and did not go for any extra TCs, did not go for military, and seemed to just be kind of laying down there waiting for his eventual demise. And now it seems to be affecting Nicov as well, as DauT already has a second TC up and he's going for the third one. Nicov only now goes for the second TC when he was the first player getting to the Castle Age. He's only now going for the second TC when DauT's already going to have the third one up. Economy is going to be better for DauT. He's getting wheelbarrow now, in addition to the extra workers. That's going to make his economy significantly stronger as well. Where do you plan on going for a holiday? Oh no, I am not going anywhere. This is just a tip goal for the holidays, but it's not, I'm not going anywhere. This is just a goal for Christmas, let's say. And I am hoping actually to get a phone actually, so that I can use it to record some video, start a new YouTube channel, and hopefully post a little bit more pictures, a few more pictures on Instagram, you know, Facebook, Twitter, socials as well. Be a little bit more active over there, because right now you cannot really do it. Why a new one? Because I don't have one. I mean, I have one from 2015, a Samsung J5, and the back camera is actually bust. Yeah, and video is not good. I'll tell you that from the get-go. 2015, right? Yeah, it's got 7 years already. Good pressure. This is looking a little bit more like what I wanted to see from Nicov. I end up taking the TC down. DauT still though. On 2 TCs, even if he ends up losing this one. And DauT's unit control has not been the best. Going underneath the TC, ends up losing. The monks over there to the Magno shots. Oh! A new YouTube channel. Yeah, why the new YouTube channel? Because there is another YouTube channel that I want to make that is not about Age of Empires at all, actually. It's about learning and self-improvement. I'm going to talk more about it after the TC goes down. After the Magnos go down over here from Nicov, if they do go down. So as to not digress too much from the game. There we go. Good shot over here. Nicov now still has some momentum. Could potentially go forward and try to get some more damage down. Meanwhile, DauT's managed to get enough to get a castle up. And Nicov's trying to get its own castle up over here. He's got a bunch of villagers coming over. Now DauT's got the monks over here to potentially try and prevent the castle from coming out from Nicov. And if he plays his cards right, well, he's gonna try and convert the Magnos over here, but it would still be good for DauT. Try and bring some of the monks over here on the back and try to target the villagers instead. Yeah, you see? He had 2 monks over here to work with still. He would have been able to idle or deny, or at the very least delay this castle by quite a lot. And the castle's coming up for both these players. DauT's economy is so much stronger though. Military count's so much better for DauT as well, and Nicov's not looking good. He's not in good shape. If he can utilize the market and somehow buy his way up to the Imperial Age, leveraging the 15% discount the Italians gets to get up to the next stage, well, that'd be probably ideal for Nicov and would give him, I guess, the only chance to come back into this game by giving him access to trebuchets, giving him access to condottieri as well, and potentially start getting the raids going. Now he's got the 3rd TC, so he should be able to start catching up in working count compared to DauT. But for the time being, still the red player is looking so much stronger. And we could very well see an extra TC coming up for DauT somewhere around here, and very soon he's gonna have enough resources to go for yet another castle. What if a unit with ballistics is converted? Will it stay with ballistics? That's a good question, Collect Surge. That one I'm not really sure about. Because accuracy is a unit stat, so if you converted one with thumb ring, it would remain 100% accurate, but I think not. I think if you convert the unit and you do not have ballistics and your opponent had ballistics, I think that unit does not retain ballistics. I think so. I might be wrong over here. If anybody else actually knows, this is just kind of an educated guess, but yeah, if anybody else knows, do let me know. Pillage on the way now for DauT and Nicov in a world of pain, guys. Let's put in pressure from the left-hand side. Very soon from the right-hand side. We have petards coming out from Nicov as well, and DauT's been trying to make the play for petards himself too. It's been difficult. And let's take a look. More elephants coming up. And DauT's castle over here is going down, most likely. But it doesn't matter, he's got another one coming up over here. And this one is not going down to petards, I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Here comes Nicov. Here comes Nicov, and pow! The castle goes down right away. Meanwhile, DauT, well, he already has the second castle on the way, so Nikov's, you know, not going to be done with this yet, as DauT's still in a fantastic spot. Alright, so the game has stabilized. I have a little bit of time to talk. You also said a new YouTube channel, like Nova 2.0. It'll be Nova, yes, but it wouldn't be Nova AOE. What I want to do is I want to start a YouTube channel and keep track of progress. I want to start doing things. For instance, I've been meaning to learn how to sing for a while. So I want to start a YouTube channel where I'm going to make videos about how to improve at anything faster, more efficiently, spending less time with less practice time, right? I'm going to make videos about the, you know, the theory, scientific theory about learning, improving, not only motor skills, such as singing or motorcycle or whatever you can think of for motor skills, but also for things like languages, for instance. And I want to make videos about the theory of improvement, and then I want to make videos kind of logging my own improvement to go along the theoretical videos, so that you will be able to get information on protocols to help you learn stuff faster, to help you keep on improving yourself as an individual, but also examples with the video logs, right? So you'll be able to see the actual progression as well. Well, that is the idea anyway, but I don't have anything to record it with currently. So you'll be singing on stream, like Survivalist plays piano? No, it's not going to be for the stream. If I get at some point decent at singing, and I should be able to if I practice enough, I could do some singing on stream, perhaps. Maybe playing some guitar, for instance, but it's not going to be for that channel. Man, DauT is in a much better position. But the church is already. He's taking the castle down over here. Listen, man, you don't want to listen to me practicing, and it's the most boring thing, and it doesn't sound particularly great. Once I get good at it, yes, we can have singing on stream for sure. But at the very beginning, it's just going to be recording practice sessions and illustrating some of the theory that I'm going to be talking about as well. And DauT's got a bunch of monks coming over. Yeah, Nicov's just getting pushed back over here. Nicov's going for monks himself. He's got 2 monasteries and he's got a tournament coming up. He's gonna try to fight DauT. It's gonna be very difficult, guys. DauT with Bengalis has a fantastic monk civilization. The only way in which Nicov comes back into this game, in my opinion, is by getting a bunch of conversions against DauT's monks, and is able to use those monks to get more conversions, and is able to bring himself back into this game by basically stealing DauT's units. Because if this just counts down to standard production, DauT should be able to outproduce Nicov. He's got a much stronger economy, and he's got a very strong civilization over here as well for these stages of the game. The monks are fantastic as well, but then potentially DauT, now that he's got 2 castles to work with, if he goes for enough Rathas, it's going to be pretty difficult for Nicov to fight against without any castles, right? If Nicov had access to Genoese crossbows, then maybe, but as things are, it's not looking the best. Block printing is here for Nicov. He's got illumination on the way. He needs theocracy, man. I don't know if DauT's got theocracy yet. He might have gone for it already. Archer Ranger's coming out for DauT towards the south. Okay. And it's going to be full clown from both players. You were asking who was going to go clown. I said I think it's going to be DauT, but I was actually wrong. It's going to be both these players. With full monk play over here, Nicov could potentially still come back into the game, but he's definitely on the back foot over here, and DauT's got great momentum. Yep, GG's coming out for Nicov over there. I am surprised that he didn't even try, though, to make the play. Where are the monks for Nicov? He had 10 monks, and he had them all over here on the back. I'm surprised that he didn't even try to go and get the conversions over here. But, well, in the end, guys, DauT is going to be the one. Moving on to the second round of the replacement qualifiers. We get a final score of 3-2, favoring the Serbian player. Now let's go through the achievements one more time before hopping out and waiting for the third set of the day. We have a very nice KD for Nicov. In the end, it's going to be close to 3-2. However, the conversions were not quite as good for him, of course. And then if you add the converted units over here, as this was KD, that would be 58 to 60 to 63, right? For DauT, for KD, and conversions assertion combined. So it will be much closer to 1-1 for DauT, which he gets away with, even if it would be lower than 1-1 because of his much stronger economy. He ends up collecting about 11,000 extra resources. We have only one more series today, Kingy. The one that's coming up. Finally then, for Society, we see a stronger work account for DauT. Basically, no matter how you slice it, it's looking better for him. He managed to get the most villagers out at any given point in time. He managed to keep the most villagers alive at the end of the game, and he managed to produce the most villagers total as well. Losing about 15 only compared to about, what is that, 17 units, I think, that Nicov ended up losing. So, well played! DauT moves on then, and Nicov gets knocked out of the replacement qualifier.